Welcome to the Hollywood Raw YouTube page, guys. We're happy to have you here. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave us comments, do all the stuff.
What are you waiting for? Let's go. I got a drug addiction to feed. Welcome to the Hollywood Raw Podcast, Raw Rundown. We are your favorite entertainment news duo with more than 2 decades of experience. My name is Adam Glyn. Over there is Dax Holt. This is the Raw Rundown where we give you the top 10 stories of the week so you know everything, you know what's going on in the world of pop culture and entertainment news. Dax, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We got a busy day. We're going to be recording this podcast. Then we've got another pod. We can tell people who we got coming on for next week, right? Are we going to change the day? Is our release date changing for next week?
I don't know, so we should not release who it is. But I'm really excited for this person we have coming on because I have a lot of questions. I had to read their book, and their book I was obsessed with. Hopefully this guest is good, and hopefully they deliver.
Yeah, so we're supposed to do an interview in the next couple minutes after we finish the Raw Rundown. Next week might be a little funky, so keep an eye on your feed. We may be releasing early. That's all I can say right now, just because things are up in the air. We haven't recorded yet, so we don't want to overpromise. But just keep an eye on your feed next week because we may have to release an interview a couple days earlier than we normally do. So
do you want to talk about why? Here's the inside. Should we give them a little tea and a little inside of why we're releasing early? So what happens is we're going to have a guest on the podcast, and they're supposed to come on in like 25 minutes. So we actually have to cut down and go to this interview. We're releasing it early because we're afraid that this person's going to do media in the earlier of the week, and they're going to make headlines, and we want to be the first one to kind of break the news regarding this person and some of the stuff and tea that they got going on in their life.
Exactly. So we're going to have to...
yeah, I mean, it's just a news cycle thing. We're trying to beat other people to the punch.
Exactly. All right. So there's that. So busy day. We got the Raw Rundown. Let's get into it. So that we can get going.
Yes. Before we get to the Raw Rundown, we read reviews. We love them. We love them so much. We'd like to give you a shout out on the air. Dax, do you have a review ready for us?
I do. All right. This one comes from Dreama M and says, "Poppy culture" is the headline. 5 stars. Hi, I just wanted to say I love what you guys do. It's always so easy to listen while I'm cleaning, cooking, working out, etc. Just wanted to say thank you. Well, thank you, Dreama. Appreciate you taking the time, leaving us that review. 5 stars means a lot to us. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. And keep the reviews coming. It's the best thing to do to support this podcast. Let's get into the Raw Rundown, starting with number 10, Dax.
Ooh, number 10. It was actually a pretty decent week, I would say, for entertainment news. But one person who wasn't enjoying the spotlight was probably Larsa Pippen. She was getting slammed this week over a social media photo that she put up. If you happen to see it, she was sitting on the beach in a black bikini, legs kind of open, and all she did was a caption that said, "Sunshine on my mind." And people started going after her, saying this was a big thirst trap. But not only that, saying that she heavily edited her photo, photoshopped it down, and basically were railing on her, saying she needs to leave this kind of content for OnlyFans. She has children. What is she doing? So I'm looking at this photo right now. I should actually put this up on so people on the Facebook page can see it. I'm looking at the photo. Does it look that bad? I don't understand why everyone's freaking out over this photo.
No, sunshine wasn't just on her face. It was also on her vagina. It's a great photo because she really pushes it out. Great photo. She deleted the photo.
She ended up deleting it. And they said it was because of her dad. Her dad like hit her up and said, "This is like too much." So this is the photo. If you're on the YouTube page, we're putting it up right now. I feel like I see so much worse on social media. I don't know why people are dragging her so hard for this one.
No, I agree with you. The photo did not look that bad to me. She looks good. I saw the photo before it kind of made news. Mm-hmm. I thought the photos looked good. It stopped me when I was like scrolling on Instagram. I was like, ooh. And of course,
do you feel like it's heavily photoshopped? Because again, maybe I'm just so used to seeing so many photoshopped images these days. I don't know. I mean, I'm not seeing any like chairs twisted in the back, you know, when you see someone like crop it in and like chair legs get wavy and stuff like that. I don't know.
I'm not the Photoshop police, so I don't really care. And to be honest with you, like if she was really Photoshopping it, there's some guys in the background. They're just kind of workers working at the beach club or resort where she's at. So I didn't think it was that bad. It's a great photo.
People just love to hate. It's really what it comes down to. They just love to hate in general.
Yeah. But Larsa takes a really good, like she took notes from being friends with Kim Kardashian. And I feel like she works with the hate. Hate is a good thing because it's good for her brand. It brings eyeballs to her. I mean, people are curious about her. She keeps her name in the news. I didn't think it was that compared to all the photos on Instagram. I don't understand why she got so much backlash regarding this photo, which yes, she did delete, but like you said, she deleted because her father disapproved it. People are saying to her, like, you should be ashamed of your kid should be ashamed of yourself.
I was gonna say, let me just read some of the comments. Some of the comments said, one person said, "You have grown boys, please respect yourself." Another said, "You should have saved this pics for OnlyFans." Another said, I get using Photoshop if you're insecure about something, but if you don't like the way your crotch looks, why expose it like that? You can literally see individual pixels from airbrushing. Another person said, "The no creases in the pelvis. I hate our beauty standards and excessive photoshopping. I just know somewhere out there is judging their own crotch because of this fake photo. All bad. Imagine kids scrolling and seeing this." Another, "Close your legs, please. If desperate was a picture, put it away, love." I'm like, damn, people. I don't know.
It's so funny. I'm trying to see if there is Photoshop in this, and I'm like zooming into her crotch. I'm like zooming into her side. Like I'm being the pervert, kind of zoom and try to see if there's any Photoshop here. But the thing is, still, also, if there is Photoshop, I don't care. I don't hold Larsa Pippen as the beauty standard. Whatever makes her feel good, and it's who cares? I don't know why people are wasting time or energy on this. However, it could be Larsa Pippen's team also using this to keep her name in the news, and it adds, excitement or keeps her relevant.
Well, the fact
really keeps her relevant.
The picture made news. Her deleting the picture made news. Apparently, they're saying her dad reached out to her, was not impressed by the photo. Kind of like it was the same dad that wasn't impressed with her being on OnlyFans, even though there was no nudity. Got her to delete her OnlyFans. So he's had a history with her being too sexy and him not liking it. So whatever, it's down. We can all move along with our lives now.
Yeah, Dax, moving along. Let's definitely move past this to number 9.
Emily Blunt and John Krasinski got wrapped up into divorce rumors after the Golden Globes. I don't know if you saw, there was this video that was going around TikTok. CBS had put it up, and it's Emily and John, and they're talking on the red carpet, and it looks like he says, like, "I can't wait for this divorce." It looks like that's what he mouths. And so everyone was like, oh my God, is he talking about a divorce? Are they actually getting divorced? And all these rumors start flying around with people thinking they're divorcing. Well, there was one insider who I can tell you talked to Us Weekly who said they are doing just fine. They are laughing at all of these rumors going around. The insider is saying that there's no issue with them. They're absolutely not talking about divorce. They think the rumors are funny and ridiculous. There was, however, a lip reader on TikTok who went and said what they are actually, or what he's actually saying, and she's saying is, I guess Emily said something, "It's chilly here, right?" And he responded with, "Can't wait till we're indoors. It's windy." So that lip reader is saying there is absolutely no divorce word in there. People are reading it wrong. Still, we've got a couple lip reading stories in this episode. This is at least one of 2. I know that.
Yeah. 100%.
But this made a lot of news this week.
Oh, dude, the lip reading is getting out of control. First, the lip reading with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, and then people got into lip reading regarding Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift. We'll get into all that story. They kind of put this fire out. I mean, they kind of addressed it and just want to kind of move forward. I think it was just we're making too many stories like the internet says this, the internet says that.
People are just,
that's when you know it's
right
slow
now.
News stories. It's a slow news week. In fact, it's funny. I had a video that I shot that no one cared about the one day, but the next day it was a slow day in the news. So the outlet reached back out to me and said, hey, can we use this? Because they need to kind of keep content coming. So they're like, you know what, we'll use this now because there's nothing else to really talk about. So they make stuff news because they got to bring in viewers and clicks. So just so you guys understand the other side of the business. But it seems like everything's good with Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. The internet tried making a bigger deal about it than it was. But it seems like they are okay. No more to lip readers, people. We don't know what they're saying. It's so dumb. Number 8, Dax.
Number 8, Jeremy Allen White, admitting that he is humbled by his superstardom, his rise to fame, because really, I would say over the last year, the dude has become like one of the biggest guys in Hollywood. I mean, after, his role on The Bear, it seems like it's really spotlighted him. I mean, and he's been in Hollywood for a long time at this point. He was on Shameless, and he started Shameless when he was like, I would say pretty young, and it did 12 seasons of Shameless, but it was really him transitioning over to being the star of The Bear that now has gotten a lot of people's attention. He says that transition in Hollywood was actually a really good thing for him, that he was introduced to Hollywood. He didn't have all the attention on him during Shameless, because of obviously William H. Macy getting a lot of that attention. But he said it was good because I had a bit of fame and stardom, and it was like a slow roll. And so now he can really kind of accept it and understand it and process it better. But he's like, I really try to just stay grounded because I'm still a normal person under all of this. He says he's really just humbled by all the things going on in his life. Obviously we talked about his new Calvin Klein underwear modeling gig that he has going. He just won a Golden Globe. So he's really just becoming like the new it guy in Hollywood.
Yeah, he's great hair, by the way. That's why I think, I haven't cut my hair since November. I feel like if it would be cool if I could get my hair going like him. I just don't know how to put my hair in that position. Random thing about me. Back to Jeremy Allen White. Have you watched The Bear? Have you seen The Bear?
No, I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched. I tried watching late at night. I tried to get into it, then I fell asleep 10 minutes into it. The one thing I took from it, though, the tattoos they put on them, they're so bad. They look so fake that it's uncomfortable. I do think that is a cool kind of transition to Hollywood. He gradually kind of became a big star, but he is the guy right now. It's funny. A buddy hit me up last week, gave me a tip, said, hey, if you want, I'm at this coffee shop. Jeremy Allen White is here. He said, I said, really? And he's like, yeah, he's here. He goes, really small guy, tiny guy.
Really? He doesn't look tiny.
He's not a tall guy. My buddy who said that is a big guy too. And he's under
normal size then?
I mean, it's 5'8", 5'7", maybe. I don't know how tall.
5'7". Oh wow, he is kind of a little shorter.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't look short in any photos or anything I see. That's really interesting.
You know what? When you see him standing next to other people, he's 5'7". So that is, I wouldn't say short. I wouldn't say tiny, but he's on the shorter side, right? As a guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's not Kevin Hart, but
Zac Efron's 5'8". Jeremy Allen White's 5'7". No, the guy that's in a relationship with no, that's not him. I thought it was. I was gonna say the guy that's in a relationship who's with Ariana Grande right now. He seems tiny. Maybe it's a young king scene right now. Tall guys are going for young kings.
Short kings.
Short kings. Young kings.
He did say that he feels really bad for young actors or someone who just hasn't had much experience, and when all of a sudden they break through, it could be more overwhelming in that situation. So he was just saying, look, I'm glad I got into it when I was 18. The slow roll to fame worked for me. And we've seen it a lot, like with Justin Bieber, just like instant superstardom and how it can really be tough on your life.
He seems like a very well-grounded guy. From the stories I've heard from him on the streets, he kind of walks around. He doesn't hide. He just kind of lives his life, and I respect that. And he seems very approachable but humble. And I believe this story, and I think he carries himself well. I'm excited to see what he does next. I am surprised that he didn't play Wonka.
Oh,
he looks like Willy Wonka.
Timothee Chalamet is the guy in Hollywood right now.
He is, but when you think of what was the guy who played Willy Wonka? What was his name? The old actor, Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder, yeah.
Look at Gene Wilder, then look at Jeremy Allen White. They're sort of identical. They they really look like each other. It looks, I don't know. I just think it would be a really good casting.
I wasn't surprised. Chalamet
Timothee
got that.
Chalamet is a star. He's a star. I get it. Dax, number 7.
Kevin Hart claiming that he is in a secret action movie chat group with Tom Cruise, Dwayne Johnson, and a bunch of other huge superheroes, including Harrison Ford, Jackie Chan, Mark Wahlberg. So he said this while he was doing some promotion for his latest film, and was joking about having this super group of people, and they all just talk about all the action stuff that they're in and the action stuff they do in real life. Clearly, it was a joke. I don't think he is in an actual group chat with all of these people, but it did make a lot of news this week just because he said it. He hasn't, obviously him and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, they're good friends, but he hasn't been in any movies with Tom Cruise or Harrison Ford or Jet Li or Jackie Chan. So I don't believe it's true, but it would still be funny if it was reality.
I mean, that'd be pretty awesome. Actually, that's a great question to my next big celebrity, because I always, I've asked questions like, who's the biggest number in your phone? Who's the last person you got starstruck by?
Mm-hmm.
What's the coolest group chat that you're in? Tell me about the one celebrity group chat that you're in that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I feel like they never want to talk about it though.
Yeah,
because you're there they feel like they're outing their friends.
Yeah, but it's like at the end of the day, I feel like they all love it. Like it's got to be, dude, look at this. I remember the one day.
I think they want to talk about it because they want to be like, I'm in this cool crowd. I think they would love to talk about it, but they're not going to because then they're going to get kicked out of their text group.
What's so funny? The other day, you check who checks your Instagram stories, right?
Every once in a while, yeah.
Oh, you don't. So if you post a story, how many times?
How often do I put up stories on my Instagram? Not that often.
Yeah,
I think if it's something that there's been moments where I'm like, I want someone to see it, so that I will go back and be like, did they see it? Yeah, they saw it.
No, I get it. So this week I posted some videos, and I interviewed Kevin Hart and Andy Cohen and Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley's not on Instagram. I had an Andy Cohen video. I posted Andy Cohen. He did not check my story. He doesn't follow me on Instagram, but he did not check my story. But I have every other time I think I posted Andy Cohen stuff, he always checks my story because I tag him. Kevin Hart looked at my story.
Nice.
I thought that was kind of cool, right?
Gotta love that. That's
fun. I don't know. I screenshot that. I was like, all right, I gotta save this just in case one day if Instagram's still around 20 years from now, I'd be like, dude, look at Kevin Hart looking at my Instagram stories, or if it's even him or whoever runs his Instagram. But I think Kevin Hart would actually run his own Instagram. Like he would be the one who has access to it.
Famous, so at this point, I'm sure he has a team that helps him out.
Yeah, but do they think they have access to his DMs? Because I'm sure he gets a lot of DMs from celebrities, and he does. He wants to keep stuff private. So the person who helps him, do they have access to his DMs?
Gotcha.
I don't know how that works. I'd be very curious. I know a buddy who's a celebrity who had an assistant who was able to kind of control his Instagram a little bit. But he made the assistant sign NDA, so he would not say anything about the Instagram DMs.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the same thing for Kevin Hart or any other massive celeb.
Yeah. All right. Number 6.
Number 6 is Tom Cruise signing a massive deal with Warner Brothers to develop, produce original and franchise films. This is a big deal because, Tom Cruise has really been connected at the hip with Paramount for so many years. He has really been Paramount's big guy, and so he is now signing a developmental deal with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is one of the movie companies that really helped him get his start. They did Risky Business back in the day. They've had him do quite a few movies, but this is a strategic partnership between Warner Brothers and his production company. They'll actually have offices on the Warner Brothers Discovery lot in Burbank. What I found was interesting, though, is this isn't an exclusive deal. That's where I was kind of shocked. I thought that this big press release was going to be that Tom Cruise will now only be working with Warner Brothers to develop projects. He's got a place on the lot. That's not really the case. They don't have an exclusive deal, nor is this like a traditional first look pact. He can make movies with other companies, but the hope is that he will be able to generate the kind of global appealing blockbusters that could spawn sequels and enhance the Warner Brothers bottom line. So I'm like, so what's the deal? but then he gets an office on the Warner Brothers lot, like, and they just kind of cross their fingers that whatever he wants to do, he hopefully brings it to them. I don't know. Seemed a little weird. They did do Magnolia with him back in the day. They did Rock of Ages, Edge of Tomorrow. So he's done a lot of work with Warner Brothers. I saw this big press release and I thought, oh, wow, they locked him down, but they didn't do any of that. So kind of unusual in my opinion.
Do you like reading these stories, like the business? Because some people might not be interested in these type of stories. Like when they sign with Paramount, they sign with Warner Brothers. I just find it as a guy who's like a big fan of Hollywood interesting. Do you like these stories?
I guess
no, you don't
I found something interesting in this story, which was that, but not all the time. I mean, sometimes. I guess it depends on the story. With Tom Cruise, he's the biggest star on the planet. So, yes, I find his moves in Hollywood interesting.
Hey, Dax, have you ever went for... I think I've done it years ago. I think I did NBC or something like that years ago. But the lot tours, when you get to go to like Warner Brothers or Paramount or Sony, are those lot tours good?
I should have done the Warner Brothers one because, TMZ was a Warner Brothers show for a long time. So we got like discounts that we could have gone. I just never did it. I've obviously done the Universal one, but I think that's different because that's, more planned out studio tour. I've been backstage. So I was able to drive around in a golf cart on the Warner Brothers lot, but not like going into the different studios and stuff. It was just kind of like seeing people walk around.
Are the lots cool, or what is it like exactly when it's like, I feel like, is it warehouses or what exactly?
Yeah, they're like
lots?
big, massive sound stages. They're not that exciting, but once you get into a soundstage, it's cool because they've, replicated a home or a building or whatever. So, getting in there and seeing what a set looks like, I think is breaking down that fourth wall, which is pretty cool. I mean, I remember being on the Warner Brothers lot and seeing George Clooney driving around.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I saw his bungalow because he had like a writing bungalow there. I'm trying to remember who else I saw on the lot. I remember I did the Sony lot and I saw, I think, some of the Shark Tank guys walking around because this was pre me going on Shark Tank. And I remember they were filming there. So it was like Damon, I think, walking down the street. There was someone else I saw. I don't remember, but I've been on a couple lots. They're okay. I mean, I'd rather be in a soundstage and actually seeing the set because that's more fun to me. I went, Danielle Fishel took me once to when it was Girl Meets World, when they did the revamp, remember? So she had me come because we were pretty good buddies. And I went and saw that. And it was like cool just to see all the rooms next to each other when on the show it looks like they're going from the school to the home to there, and in reality they're like right next to each other on the set, which is just kind of fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. I would love to go just experience it. I've driven by them. I did the Universal tour, which is part of Universal Studios, and I actually got a kick out of that because you got to see where they filmed Back to the Future, which I was like, oh my god, I wanted to get out of like the shuttle and like really kind of walk around it and take it in. And then I think it's where they also shot the movie The Burbs, which I love The Burbs.
Yep.
So yeah, it's one of those things I kind of want to do. All right, Dax, number 5.
Pete Davidson revealing that he was actually high on ketamine while he was at Aretha Franklin's funeral. If you remember this, he was at the funeral because Ariana Grande, his then fiance at the time, was invited to go and sing and be a part of it. So he was obviously there to be there with her. But he's now admitting a lot of things. He has another 1 hour long special that's called Pete Davidson Turbo Fonzarelli. And he's admitting a lot of stuff. He talks a lot about his drug use in the past and how he's like changed up his life. And he's been honest about using ketamine and all this kind of stuff. But he said he actually regrets being high on ketamine at Aretha Franklin's funeral because he goes, yeah, I actually said something really embarrassing to her family. He goes, I fucked up, right? I was at Aretha Franklin's funeral and I have to live with that. You know what I mean? She'll never know, but still there's not that point. That's not the point that he embarrassed himself. I guess he went up to her family members. He goes, I was so high that I thought it'd be a good idea to go up her family and go, hey, I'm just here to pay my RESPECT. S.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you idiot. So he talks about a lot of embarrassing moments in his life. It just he's being really real in a lot of these specials that he is releasing.
Yeah, I mean, the stand-up special, I didn't watch. I watched half of it so far. It's at first I
Is
had to
it a
check my
Netflix
TV.
one?
What'd you say?
Is it Netflix or did he release
It
it somewhere else?
it's Netflix and it's
Okay.
black and white. I was like, is this my TV? But it's like black and white-ish. It's like a
Hmm.
font. It's good. He seems very comfortable on stage. He obviously put a lot of time into it and a lot of work onto it. So I would. It was good for what it was. I thought some people were gonna. I think some people were thinking that he was gonna get more into the Kardashian stuff and a lot more into
Yeah.
his relationships, which he didn't. But I think that's what people were um, sort of interested in. Yeah, that's
Well, I think all of his life is interesting and all the people he's dated. And so he's got 5 more specials worth of women he's dated that we all know about.
yeah, no, it was a solid special. It's fun. Again, so far what I saw, he definitely put a lot of work into it. Good job on Pete. Check it out. Let us know your thoughts on the Pete Davidson special. And if you're a fan of his stand-up comedy, let us know in our private Facebook group Off the Record. I'm very curious about your guys' thoughts. Dax, number 4.
Lisa Bonet filing for divorce from Jason Momoa. This is 18 years after they became a couple, but 2 years after they announced their separation. If you remember, they announced their separation a long time ago, and everyone was pretty shocked then, but there was no divorce that followed after it. But she did end up filing it on Monday, and this comes, after she cited that the petition cites irreconcilable differences as a reason for the split. The filing says neither person should get financial support and that the two have agreed on how to split their assets and that they should both have joint custody of their 16-year-old daughter and 15-year-old son. And it seems like it's going to be pretty smooth. I think the judge already has signed off on it, like literally a day later. But a lot of stars or famous people will do this. It's like you get all of your ducks in a row so that it's not long, drawn out, and then you file, and then it's like clean, simple, and done with. So, he has been traveling the world, filming different shows. Kind of sounds like he did like a recent sit-down interview. I can't remember who it was with, but basically said, yeah, I don't have a home right now. I am on the road. I am doing my thing. And he actually, I think, enjoys living his life, traveling and getting to know people and just being like a wanderer.
Yeah, I think he said next he's going to New Zealand to film Minecraft, which kind of feels like a kind of a nice life. If you could
Mm-hmm.
afford it and you could stay at a very nice hotel and you have people and friends sort of everywhere and you could, again, like I said, you could afford it. It's kind of like a fun thing to do to kind of have that
Well,
type of
and
experience at the moment.
the movie company is going to be paying for his hotel, so it's like that's not even coming out of his wallet.
Yeah.
You're just along for the ride. You're not strapped down to anywhere. I don't know. That would be hard for me. I like structure, but it does sound interesting.
Yeah. I met him again a few weeks ago when he was hosting SNL. Cool guy. Nice guy. I respect him. He was very nice. So, Jason Momoa, we support you. Number 3, Dex. We
Michael
support
Strahan.
you.
We support you. I think he'll be doing just fine without our support. I think Lisa Bonet will be doing just fine without our support as well. All right, Michael Strahan's daughter Isabella, who is 19, reveals that she had a brain tumor diagnosis, but she's got to obviously just keep living every day, was her quote. So she's been undergoing treatment after being diagnosed with medulloblastoma, which is a common malignant tumor that arises in the oh God, what? You can't give me medical terminology. I suck at this shit. Cerebellum, which is kind of like at the base of the skull. And she opened up about her health news on Good Morning America. Her and her dad sat down and kind of talked with Robin Roberts all about what they've been going through, why he's been away from co-anchoring for so long. It's all been because of her diagnosis. I guess the tumor was like the size of a golf ball or even like a little larger than a golf ball. And then she's had to do radiation. She's our chemotherapy. She's been going through quite a lot. And Michael is like, yeah, I needed to be there for my daughter. That's why I haven't been at work recently.
Yeah, tough situation. She seems like she's in a good mental state. I saw the interview.
Mhm.
Props on her for speaking about it.
Well, I think it's
And
good because you say things that might spark interest or might spark concern in someone else that doesn't realize that they also have a problem that needs to get checked out. I guess she said it was like back in early October is when she really started to notice she was having headaches, nausea, she couldn't walk straight, and she was kind of just shrugging it off as like vertigo. But then it kind of took a turn for the worse, and she was throwing up blood, and her family was like, all right, you really need to go get checked out and like get a thorough checkout. And so she did it, and that's when doctors at Cedars-Sinai did the full MRI. They discovered she had that fast growing tumor in the back of her brain. And she goes, it didn't feel real. She goes, I don't really remember much. I just remember trying to figure out how to get to I'm sorry. Michael was the one who said it didn't feel real and that he was just trying to figure out how to get to LA like as fast as he could to be next to his daughter. And then he took a bunch of time off. So anyway, this is a pretty, I guess they can be pretty common. This medulloblastoma. There's about 500 children a year that get diagnosed with it. So keep an eye on your kids. And,
yeah, go to the doctor,
symptoms.
get checked up, take advantage of that health insurance. Some of my buddies have health insurance. I'm like, they never go to the doctor. I'm like, how do you pay for this? Just go to the doctor. Why not? You're already paying for it. So take advantage of it if you have health insurance. Trust me, I struggled without health insurance for a while. You know what happened, Dex? I had when I was like 20, I was in my mid 20s. I didn't have a job. And I was like, when I was doing like, I was trying to find work, and I was a golf caddy at the time, and I was paying for health insurance, and it wasn't cheap. And so why am I paying for health insurance? I'm just gonna like get rid of my health insurance. I'm just gonna live. I'm a healthy kid.
Bad idea.
3 weeks later, after I got rid of my health insurance, I got a hernia, and I had to. Then I had to go back on health insurance, and then I couldn't get a surgery right away because you can't get. As soon as you go on insurance, you have to like wait. You can't go in there with pre-existing problems.
Conditions,
So I had to wait 3 months with a hernia, and then I finally got a hernia.
God.
Yeah. So that was
sucks.
weird. Yeah. How do we go from Michael Strahan to my hernia? Yeah, pretty weird. Such a random show. Dax, number 2.
Number 2, Selena Gomez. It has been announced that she will portray Linda Ronstadt in an upcoming biopic. Rolling Stone confirmed this news. Fans began to speculate. They thought that maybe this was the case after Selena posted on Instagram that she was reading Ronstadt's 2013 memoir, Simple Dreams. And so people were putting the two things together. Wait, she's reading this. And then Linda, who is also of Mexican descent, it just kind of makes sense that she would be playing her. It's a good casting for Linda's life story. And so I guess this could be happening. There's not many other details other than that she'll be playing her. I don't know when it's filming. I don't know when it's going to be released. I don't know anything else other than she's going to be playing Linda.
Yeah, big role for Selena Gomez. She's getting these great acting roles right now. She's becoming. I feel like she slowed down years ago, but in the last 2 years, Selena's really put on some gas on her career. How and why, I don't know, but I think
because she wants to. We've talked about it. She doesn't want to do the music thing as much anymore. She wants to focus on acting. That was her first love. Wizards of Waverly Place. She is an actress at heart. And so she's, I think, focusing more on her career of I want my agent to get me more roles in acting, less music stuff, right? This could be a huge trajectory for her because if you think about it, all the recent biopics, with Queen, Elton John, Motley Crue, Elvis Presley, when people play a famous person, that's when they normally get nominated for an Oscar. It happens over and over and over again. And if she does a good job, boom, you've got the Oscar nomination. Now, she's in a different category too.
Yeah, she's really, I don't know what Selena's doing, but I think it's also she does little things in news that keeps her name relevant, and that crowd that is her fan base, they definitely click on her. And that's why people keep going on Selena Gomez stories. There's just a lot of interest around her, and she's unique. She's interesting. and she stays relevant. I think just people are just curious what she's going to do next with Selena. So good casting though for her. All right, cool. Let's go on to Dax, the number one story of the week, which Selena Gomez is still involved in.
Selena Gomez, another story. But yeah, so the number one story of the week has been this Kylie Jenner, Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift, Timothee Chalamet, all big rumors going around that Kylie Jenner actually blocked Selena Gomez from going up to take a selfie with Timothee Chalamet. There's a bunch of stories. I want to say I read one in Daily Mail saying that the reason is that Kylie is just very protective of her new romance with him and fears that other women want to break them up. So that was the reason that she kind of blocked Selena from getting this selfie. And Selena knows Timothy. They did a movie together back in the day. So they're friends. And when you watch them at the Golden Globes, they were kind of like all over each other, kissing, hanging out. I heard from a couple insiders that they were basically kind of like in their own world, that during commercial breaks, that's kind of the time where actors or celebrities will kind of like mingle with each other, that they just kind of sat at their table engrossed in conversation with each other and kissing and making out. And that's what it is. I still find it weird to think that Kylie would block her from speaking to Chalamet. That just doesn't seem like, that seems weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
he's a big star. She can really just be like, oh, don't talk to him. Like they work together already. I don't know. Something seems off with this whole story. And then there was the viral moment when people were saying that Selena was going back to tell Taylor Swift about being blocked from the photo. And you see Taylor kind of respond like shocking. And Selena went on social media and said, no, I was just telling her about two friends that hooked up. Like it wasn't about Kylie or Timothy. Like it's all good. Didn't lip readers actually confirm that it was about Timothy and Kylie?
They tried to say that, but then Selena says, and she put on her Instagram, I was talking about another friend who hooked up. And
no, I know, but I think a lip reader confirmed that it was about Kylie and Timothy, even though she had said differently. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? I can't read lips, so I can't confirm or deny that.
It's just that fan base starting drama and trying to all think they know what's going on. It's the new soap opera. You know, our parents grew up watching soap operas. This is the new soap opera. And Selena Gomez is basically had to put out a statement saying, guys, this. She basically had to put out the fire. And then she quits Instagram. She comes back to Instagram. I don't know. What is the latest with Selena Gomez on social media?
She said, she posted a photo of Benny Blanco and like a kid and said, I'm going to take a step away and really focus on what's important in life. And then 20 hours later, she's back posting on Instagram. I'm like, oh my God, make up your mind. And I think people can just disappear off social media. You don't have to announce that you're not going to be there, because now there's going to be people who are like, you said you were taking a break. You didn't take a break. So she needs to stop announcing she's taking breaks, because then people are turning that into something, She did it as well back in October after everything that was going on in Israel. She needed to take a break. But she's not taking long breaks. So it's just kind of funny to announce it and then not stick to it.
Isn't it crazy that you have to make an announcement if you're not going to post anymore, if you're going to break?
No, just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't post. Go live your life.
But it does make news when they decide to do something like that. But that was the biggest story of the week, and people kept going on, and I'm like, just stop with this.
I think it just because it involved the four of the biggest celebrities like in the world when it comes to like social media and young teenagers. Like Selena Gomez, one of the most followed people on Instagram. Kylie, one of the most followed people on Instagram. Taylor Swift, one of the most successful people in the world. Timothee Chalamet, the biggest actor in Hollywood right now. So it was like such a good combination of people and drama that's why it got so much attention.
Yeah, so she returned to social media with a video with her and Gordon Ramsay. And then next week she'll make some other news somehow. How? I don't know, but she'll do something interesting, and we're all going to talk about it. So give me some. I like some good. I don't know. When's Kim? Kim's been out of the news for a while, right? We haven't spoken about Kim Kardashian in a while.
What is happening? Yeah.
What is going on? Is Kim just taking a good break? By the way, did you see Saltburn? Everyone's talking about Saltburn. I got to watch this thing.
I haven't watched it yet. I went to look for it. What does it play on? I thought it was on Netflix, and I think it could be
Prime, Amazon Prime.
I'll have to pay for it. Oh God.
Yeah, I gotta watch it through my neighbor's window and go off their subscription. All right, that joke's bombed. All right, guys, thank you guys for checking out the Raw Rundown. We had a good episode in the middle of the week. Thank you guys for hanging with us. Check out our private Facebook group called Off the Record. Follow me at Adam Glyn. Follow Dax Holt at Dax Holt. Leave us some reviews, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
What's up, guys? If you like that video, there's plenty more where that came from.
Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so we can just feed you all the goodness daily.
Hurry up. Come on, let's go.